What's up, guys? Welcome back to this channel. You're currently on my soap dispenser. Here you go. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Welcome back to this channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. I was thinking at the end of this day I wanted to film a video on some of the side hustles that I've done and some of the side hustles that I've kind of studied that I know are beneficial to earning around another $150 to $200 a day if you really dedicate to them. Any of these side hustles will be, beneficial as long as you can dedicate a few hours a day to them. And some of them may not require that much work once you get them going. If you are new here, this channel is all about personal finance. I own this grocery store, and we've built a few side hustles with this store that really have helped our income grow over the years. So I'd love to share that experience with you, as well as the side hustles that we're currently partaking in. So welcome to this channel, welcome to our back room. We wanted to do something a little different on this channel today. I usually talk about the store, how it's growing, how to build a small business, but today let's veer off from that and do a little bit of the side hustle work that sometimes really needs to supplement your main income. If you have a 9-to-5 job, you have to put in the hours after work or on the weekends to do some of these side hustles, but I promise you financially they will be viable as long as you can dedicate some time to them a couple times a week, I would say. That's pretty fair. But it's shown time and time again that the wealthy people don't just have one source of income. They may have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources of income. And trading your time for money only can go so far, because there's only a certain amount of time that you can work in one day. There's only a certain amount of hours in one day regardless. So you're really at a cap unless you can find a way to earn a little bit more, reinvest that money, and keep everything growing accordingly. And that's what we're all about on this channel. And if you are interested in any of that, please smash that like button down below. It really helps this channel grow, and we're actually sending a bag of apples to everybody who hits the like button. So if you're interested in that, let's get you a bag of apples shipped worldwide from the store. Okay. All jokes aside, let's get into the first one. Sorry, Felicia's taking out the garbage right now, so she's not too thrilled that I'm not helping with each piece of cardboard, but I did the heavy lifting, so we should be good. If you're a regular subscriber, thank you. If you're new here, we've owned this grocery store for 4 years now. It's about a couple days before our 4th anniversary. We're very happy to have made it this far with everything going on in the world. And yeah, thank you for always coming around. I really appreciate the growing support that we constantly see on this channel, and I hope to provide value as much as possible on being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, and offer you tips if you're ever opening a retail store. That's what we're all about. Okay, so the very first side hustle that we have done, Felicia and I, on and off for the past 2.5 years, is flipping items. And I'm not talking about, just selling things out of your garage or your closet. That's great too, but that's not sustainable long term. I'm talking about buying items that you find in your local marketplace and flipping them after, a set amount of time, or cleaning them up, or, doing what you need to do to make more money from them. Now, Felicia and I actually, it's interesting, we used to do small TVs. We'd buy a TV for $80 that was underpriced, and we clean it up, do whatever it needed. We really didn't do anything besides cleaning it up, let's just say that. And then we'd resell it for around $150, $160, sometimes even more, and we'd offer delivery to the person who was interested in buying it. There's always someone to buy something. There's always a market for an item. You just have to be able to find the items at the right price in order to sell them at the appropriate price that you can get. So you're buying things on the low end and you're selling them at the high end. Now you have to have a keen eye for what will sell and what's a good deal, or else you're just going to be sitting on a bunch of items. So start off small. We started with 1 or 2 TVs at a time, and then we would resell them for maybe 40 to 50% profit. And we have so much experience flipping items, because that's basically what my business is buying items for low and selling them for a profit. Literally the whole basis of this store is flipping items. So we decided, let's take that elsewhere. Let's see if we can buy some items online and flip them in another marketplace. And that worked out, and we've done it on and off for a little while. Sometimes when we're busy, we don't do it as much, but sometimes when we had some free time, we could do, you know, a couple $100 a week with this. Depends how much you want to dedicate to this. This is an active income side hustle, and I'm telling you, I know people who do very, very well flipping electronics, couches, you know, you name it, they flipped it. It just goes to show you that there's a market for anything as long as you know what you're doing and buying. So study what you're interested in, study what's selling, and flipping items could be something that really makes you a couple $100 every week without much effort. So the second side hustle that I really recommend, and I've seen other people do very well with this, I did a little bit of this many years ago, it's monetizing a skill that you have. There's a skill that everybody has that can be monetized. It may be tutoring, which is what I did because I did go into teaching for a little while. You know, tutoring math or reading or whatever it may be, you can get to $30 to $40 an hour nowadays if you're qualified. If you're not qualified as a teacher, you may get a little under 30, maybe 20 to 25, but it's just great, you know, spend an hour or two every week. If you want to add even more hours, finding more students is a great way to monetize your skills that you've already kind of learned, used, and maybe paid for at university. So why not get some money back from that tuition and start tutoring or monetizing another skill you may have. If you are good at painting, I've hired many side hustle painters that do a great job for a great price. You know, they make good money. I'm happy with the job done. And you know, if I can't do it myself because I'm busy, there's always something that is monetizable for someone else to do it for me, right? Monetizing the skill set you have may be one of the easiest ways to get started on a new side hustle. Things like laying flooring or painting, as I mentioned, there's always someone looking to improve their household, their business, or to be honest, setting up shelving that, you know, a lot of people aren't capable of doing. They may be injured or older and they can't set up IKEA shelving, which with an hour or two and a lot of frustration and fighting, you can do that and charge a decent amount of money. So monetizing skill sets is a good side hustle that I say if you dedicate to, you can make a couple $100 a week extra as well. So it's just, you know, what are your skills and who's out there to buy them? Because there's always someone out there to pay for something. As you know, we have a lot of different products. There's always someone out there to buy something. So I hope you don't mind, I bounce around this store a lot. I like showcasing what we have in these videos. I usually end up balancing you guys on cans of soup or, you know, loaves of bread or soap dispensers. But it all works out. We keep it rustic around here. We keep it honest. That's what the whole point of this channel is. You know, just the transparency of being in business and personal finance. I try not to sugarcoat anything. Salaries, lifestyle. You know, it's just, we're an open book on this channel, and that's why I think we're going to keep it that way. I think it's just, you need a breath of fresh air from all the, you know, positive motivation that, you know, get up at 6 and grind until midnight and you'll be a millionaire in 2 weeks. You know, nobody needs that. They need the reality behind the day-to-day entrepreneurship that they may, you know, look forward into getting into. Side hustle number 3 is a cleaning service. This is a low startup cost. It may require you to, you know, purchase a few different types of equipment, but cleaning services are very, very valuable for small businesses such as ours who, you know, don't technically always have the staff available to do any cleaning, or, you know, if we can't do it ourselves. Those types of cleaning services are very, very vital for, you know, especially, you know, during COVID, everything needed to be sanitized and, you know, on a higher level of cleaning was needed. Or people's houses. Nobody has time anymore, or they don't want to spend the free time they do have on cleaning. So that's where you get a good angle in, you know, charging a good premium to clean someone's house, which may or may not be, you know, that dirty. It just may need, you know, certain things that nobody really wants to dedicate the time to do anymore, because free time right now in the society we live in is probably one of the most valuable things in the world. In my area, I've seen residential cleaners charge around $30 to $40 an hour. Really depends on the service you're looking at. In commercial settings, maybe upwards $50 to $60 an hour, depending what you're also looking for. So it's a low startup business. It will be a lot of grunt work, a lot of physical labor. If you're not really, you know, afraid of doing anything like that, it's a really good way to start a side hustle where you can, you know, do as much as you want, create your own schedule, and slowly scale it up to where you have regular clients that rely on you 2, 3, 4 times a month. And then eventually you possibly could hire out, you know, the places that you can't make to. So it's a business that could eventually be, you know, a full-time business for you. So cleaning services, I'd say, are huge right now because people's time constraints are just so limited, we'll say. So my fourth side hustle, and this is one I did for a little while. I stopped doing it once the store opened. I didn't have much time for it anymore, especially on the weekends. This business was a mobile service. Now, mine specifically was a mobile bartending service. I still actually have the bar back here. It's actually being used, well, let's just get that. So this was our bar that we used to take places. It all folded up and everything. We would, you know, do cocktails, shots, martinis. We did it for about 1.5 years. We got a decent amount of gigs going, but after the store opened, I really didn't have time to do anything on the weekends like this. But we were charging, you know, $700, $800 an event. We would bring all the juices. The person would supply the alcohol. And it was actually a pretty fun business. You got to meet a lot of people, do some networking. We did some, you know, showers, wedding, business events. And we enjoyed it, but we kind of let it all go and ended up closing down the business. But it was a great side hustle to make, you know, to be honest with you. Could be a couple thousand a month extra because we were, you know, really pushing it at one point in the spring and summertime. And yeah, that's an example of a mobile service. Now you could do mobile coffee bars, which we thought about. Again, our time constraints with the store have been hard. Mobile bartending was good. There's always an event that needs service, especially now that everything opened up, that you can kind of get into because people have backyard weddings, they want servers, people have you know, showers that don't offer bartenders, and that's where you can slowly sneak in and start actually making a decent, you know, monthly income from not doing much besides serving drinks. And of course it can get stressful at times, but again, you can set your own schedule, work as much as you want, and scale it up from there. So, and I know a few people who do this actually for the last 5-6 years and are doing very well with it. So just keep that in mind. It's another side hustle that you may be interested. If you've ever had bartending experience, it really goes hand in hand with what, you know, you already kind of know and do. Side hustle number 5 is social media. Now, if you're watching this channel, this YouTube channel, this is our side hustle per se. We do take a small income from this channel every month. And I'm telling you, if you can find a niche that you're interested in, and there's an audience for most niches, well, all niches, depending how big and small they are is what varies. So the first few videos will be garbage, and that's just how it is when you start anything. You have to be comfortable with being a fool in order to really gain knowledge and experience in something, because you can't start at the top. Everybody wants to start at the top, okay? You need to start at the bottom and build your way up with anything you do. And including a YouTube channel or building a social media following that you can eventually monetize, you're gonna have to start at the bottom. You're gonna be criticized for your videos not being, you know, the best. I mean, these videos are still very rustic and easygoing. We don't have crazy edits, and that's really not the point of this channel. So, you know, ask yourself, what am I good at? What am I interested in? What niche is there to build a audience in? And let's make 20 to 30 videos, 1 a week or 2 a week. Get that out of the way, and then you'll be comfortable on camera. You'll have a small audience, and then eventually you can monetize this channel into something that grows and grows and grows, and maybe, you know, become something you never imagined it could be, right? It could be a full-time income at one point, and that's just how small businesses start. They start at side hustles, they become small businesses, and then they may be full-fledged, you know, corporations that, you know, Started from almost nothing. Started from watching a video like this. This is something you can start for free. You just basically need a camera, or even your phone would do, and start making videos on things that are in your interest. Now they have to be appropriate for YouTube. They have to be, you know, something that, you know, somebody's gonna watch, right? You can't just start talking about, you know, there's probably so many topics that I can't even think of that, you know, there's an audience for, right? There's usually an audience for anything, and that's what's beautiful. If you have an interest, there's someone out there that will watch you, as long as your titles are engaging, your thumbnails are engaging, and you grow it from there, and you get better and better and better, just like a small business, just like any business, and just like a side hustle, really. Nothing comes easy. You have to start. That's the hardest part. And even with this channel, you know, I gave up on it a long time ago, but then I just started making videos once a week, and here we are. Right, and the last side hustle, and honestly probably the most untapped side hustle that I've seen. This one, if engaged and done properly, I think could be the most valuable one that I've talked about. And you know, we've kind of debated on using someone for this ourselves, but it's a social media manager. And what we would suggest, if we wanted a social media manager in our store, is someone to post pictures on Instagram, someone to market, you know, the business correctly, and someone to, you know, build a following, engage with comments, customers, and, you know, unfortunately complaints as well. But we do a lot of that ourselves anyways. But I'm telling you, there's probably 80% to 90% of businesses in your area that aren't doing this correctly, either because they are unskilled in social media, they're older, they don't, you know, they've never really used it. But to take over someone's social media is something that they need for their business, and they know that. They just don't want to take the time out of their day to do it, or they don't have the time, or again, they just don't know where to start. People doing this, social media managing, charging $300–400 a month. Now that may vary from area to area, or how much you need to use them, or how much they need to use you actually. But basically what you're doing is taking their business and finally putting it online where they may have never done that. This could be with website creation, creating a store, or basically just running their social media pages like you would your own page, just keeping everything engaged and, you know, posting daily or weekly, whatever it may be, is how much you have to charge. And to be honest, this is something that would really free up a lot of our time. A lot of our, you know, stress comes from keeping the online audience engaged. So that could be something that we end up hiring out. And if someone like our age is looking to, you know, hire that out, imagine someone who's been in business 30–40 years and has never touched social media, and they know that how much it can benefit them because they know the power of social media, they just don't know how to use it. So that's another thing you can do. Really low startup costs as well. Basically, you just need to find the accounts and build your portfolio from there. You may need to invest in certain equipment, cameras, or, you know, a computer to actually run, you know, these accounts properly. You may need to invest in some advertising to get your name out there. There's always costs with any of these businesses that I mentioned. They can start, you know, you can start with thousands of dollars, or you can start with very little and grow it up from there and really bootstrap it. So it's really up to you which one you choose, but these are very viable. I've seen that you can do very, very well with them. We've done a lot of these ourselves, and you know, maybe we'll go back into them when we have a little bit more free time as well. Alright, I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching this little bit of a different video on side hustles. Again, it's basically what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. There's really no shortcuts on a lot of this stuff. You start, and that's the hardest part. So have a good night and enjoy the side hustle.